was the content of yesterday's lecture. So we discussed the fundamentals of formal language and automata theory. We had seen that the two main components of this subject are the formal language and the automata, that is the machine, the different machines. We have seen that Turing machine is the most powerful of all the four machines, and then we have linear bounded automata, then we have push down automata, and the weakest of all the machines was finite automata. We have also seen that there are four types of formal languages. For finite automata, it's regular language, that is finite automata accepts regular language. Push down automata accepts context free language. Linear bounded automata accepts context sensitive language, and Turing machine accepts recursively enumerable language, right? So these were the basic things that we have seen in the last class. We have also we had also tried to understand that why we are going into this subject called formal language and automata, and we are even starting off with this subject. So if someone has not watched yesterday's lecture video, my request is please go and watch it, because otherwise your basics won't be very clear. So today we are going to start with grammar. I had given a brief introduction on grammar in last video or last lecture, but today we are going to have an elaborate discussion on what a grammar is, and we will also learn that how we are going to design a grammar for a given formal language. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, I hope I am clearly audible and my screen is visible. Please someone confirm.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So in our previous lecture we have seen that why grammar is important. Since we are talking about formal languages, like every language has its own grammar, like English, Bengali, Hindi has its own grammar, so has got formal languages, right? So formal language has got its separate grammar. For regular language, they have regular grammar. For context free language, they have context free grammar, and so on. So today we will define a grammar formally, and we will learn to design a grammar. Okay, so grammar is basically a four tuple, that is, it consists of four individual entities. What are those entities? We have named them as V, T, P and S. Now this nomenclature might be different for different books, but this is the standard nomenclature. G stands for grammar. Okay, V is a finite non-empty set of non-terminal symbols. I'll tell you what a non-terminal symbol is. T is a finite set of terminal symbol, P is the set of production rules, and S is the start symbol. Now if you remember last day's lecture, I had given a small example of grammar. I'll go back to that. Yeah, this was the example. So here S was the starting symbol. If you relate with this, there is a S for every grammar, which is a start symbol. So in this grammar we had a start symbol S, and it should always be named as capital S. Okay, next was the production rules. Anything and everything I write, this is a production rule, this is a production rule, this is a production rule. Okay, all these are production rules. Now next we have finite set of terminal symbols. Okay, so for explaining this, I'll go to the next slide. So we will see what a non-terminal symbol is and what is a terminal symbol. So non-terminal symbols are those which take part in the generation of the sentence but are not part of it. Okay, so non-terminal symbols are basically variables which can store some terminal symbol in them. In the same way we use different variable names in our program, similarly over here we use non-terminal symbols to store the values of terminal symbols. Okay, so these non-terminal symbols are also called auxiliary symbols or variables. Generally or conventionally we use capital letter like A, B, C or D, anything in a capital letter to denote a non-terminal symbol. Now what is a terminal symbol? Terminal symbols are those which are the constituents of the sentence generated using the grammar. So see, our motive of writing a grammar is to generate something. What is that something? To generate a string which is a part of that language, right? I have clearly mentioned in my previous lecture what is a string, what is a language, what is the alphabet. So if somebody is not aware of it, please watch the previous video. So yeah, as I was saying, the motive of grammar is to produce a string which is a part of the language, right? So terminal symbols are those symbols which are part of the string that is being generated, or sentence I can say. And terminal symbols are generally denoted by using small case letters like ABC. So for non-terminal we use uppercase or capital letters, and for terminal symbols we use small or lowercase. Okay. So going back to this example, over here what are my non-terminal symbols? S, A, B. S is also a non-terminal symbol. S is a starting symbol which is a non-terminal symbol, okay? Always remember that. And what are my terminal symbols? Terminal symbols are small a and small b, right? Okay. So now since we have seen how a grammar is defined, or how it looks like, or what are the constituents of a grammar, we will now move on to like generating a grammar, okay? So this is again an example. So here V is equal to S, okay? V is equal to S means, what was V? V was the set of finite non-empty set of non-terminal symbols. So in our grammar, this is your grammar, okay? So in our grammar you can see the only non-terminal symbol is capital S, no other non-terminal symbol is here. So V is equal to the set S, or it contains only the variable S. What are the terminal symbols used? A and B, okay? You can also say null is also a terminal symbol, okay? It's not written over here, but yeah, you can consider it as a terminal symbol, okay? So A and B, these are the production rules. So P is equal to this, and S is obviously the starting symbol, okay? So now, as you have understood what is a production rule, what is a terminal symbol, what is a non-terminal symbol, we will try to generate grammars, okay? So this grammar is for generating strings having equal number of A's and B's, but I'll come to this example later on. I'll explain you how this grammar is generating a string having equal number of A's and B's, but later on. I'll start off with some more simple example that will be much easier for you, okay? I'll come to this later on. Okay, so this is our first.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, can we consider this VTPS also to be non-terminal symbols? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. VTPS, no, see, VTPS are the basic tuples of a grammar. So V is equal to the non-terminal symbols. It's a set. V is a set, T is a set, P is a set, S is a symbol, okay? So don't get confused within this. These are the name of the tuples, the nomenclature of the tuples. And inside this we have the set of non-terminal symbols. V is for non-terminal symbols, T is for terminal symbols, P is for the production rules, and S is for the start symbol. So here, if this is your grammar, look at this grammar. If this is your grammar, what are the terminal symbols you can find? Only A and B, because only small letters can be your terminal symbol. So that is why I have written T is equal to A comma B. What are the non-terminal symbols? Search for all the capital letter symbols you have. It's only capital S, nothing else. So V is equal to capital S set of non-terminal symbol. Then starting symbol is only capital S always. This will remain unchanged for any and every grammar. And P is equal to the set of production rules that are given. Okay.
Ma'am, what does the production mean?
Yeah.
Can you
Like,
again?
what is the main essence of production rules? Like, they are used for making strings
Yeah.
or.
I'll see, as I go with the examples, it will be more clear to you what are the essence of production rules. Production rules are the main part of a grammar, okay? You have a production rule, you have a grammar. Okay, rest of the things are used inside the production rule. These terminal symbols, these non-terminal symbols, these are used in the production rules, but the main essence of the grammar is the production rules. So just look at this example. The type of questions or the type of utility of a grammar is construct a grammar for a language containing set of all strings of length 2 over alphabet set a comma b. Now this is how a problem is presented to you. You have to construct a grammar for a language. Which language? There are some constraints for the language. The first constraint is the alphabet set contains a and b. So whatever you build, whatever strings that comes out of the language can only have a and b, nothing else. What is the second constraint? String of the length of the strings of that language will be 2, exactly 2, not more than 2, not less than 2. Okay, so the question now is you have to construct the grammar for this kind of a language which will produce all strings of length 2 involving a comma b. First tell me, is the question clear? Then only I will go to the construction of the grammar.
Yes, ma'am.
The question is clear.
So if this is the question, how will my language look like? My language will look like this: a comma a b comma b a comma b b, because I can use only a and b and the length should be 2. So this 4 strings can be part of my language, nothing else. Okay, now coming to the construction of grammar. Here is the grammar. So whenever I start constructing a grammar, I'll always start from the starting symbol. What is my starting symbol? Capital S. This is a convention. I always use capital S as my start symbol. So I'll start with capital S. Now capital S tends to, try to understand, it is given in the question that length will always be 2. So to fix the length to be 2, I'll use 2 non-terminal symbols or 2 variables. You can use anything B, C, D, A. I have used capital A. So S tends to double A. Double capital A means I am restricting the length of my string to be 2. Next line, this is one production rule. What is the second production rule? The second production rule is A tends to A or B, small a or small b. Why is this required? Because see, my alphabet set is a comma b. So this a can take a value of a or b. Again this a can also take a value of a or b. So instead of writing all the possible combinations over here, what we have done, we have used a variable on non-terminal capital A. Then I have written that this a can take the form of either a or b. Now if you try the possible combinations, see, S tends to, if a is taking the value a, so S tends to, okay, let me use a canvas and explain to you, that will be easy for you. So my production rule was S tends to AA, right? And the second production rule was A tends to A or B. So this was my 2 production rules, 1 and 2. Now see, I start with S. I have AA. Fine. Now this A can be substituted with either A or B. So let me substitute it with A. Second A can also be substituted by A or B. Let me substitute it by A. So I get AA, which is a part of my language. If you remember, which is a part of my language. Again, I can substitute this A with B and this A with B again, which is again a part of my language. Or I can substitute this A with A and this A with B, which is again a part of my language. Or final choice, I can substitute this A with B and this A with A, which is again a part of my language. So all the possible combinations are possible using this production rules of my grammar. Therefore, the construction of my grammar is correct. I have correctly constructed my grammar. Okay. how will you understand? Always you try to understand that what will your language contain, according to the question what your language will contain, and then try to derive that string from your start symbol. If you are able to derive it, then your grammar construction is fine, you are okay. If you are not able to construct, that means there is some problem. I'll move to the next example. Acha, tell me.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am. I had a
ma'am,
doubt that here we have written that S tends to capital A, capital A.
Huh.
Okay. So if I write so instead of writing capital A, if I write S tends to capital A, capital B, so will it be allowed?
See, why will you use two variables? Using two variables is not required in this particular question. You are saying you will write S tends to AB, okay?
Capital A,
Capital
capital
B.
B. Huh.
Now,
Yes, yes.
see, this is
Yes.
not required because only one variable will serve your purpose. If you have a variable A, you can write like this. You are saying that you will use another capital B and you will write like this. তাই তো এটাই বলছিস তো? You will write.
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম এটাই
This
বলছি
is not actually required. Try to use as less number of variables. That will make the construction more efficient. মানে যেখানে একটাতেই হয়ে যাবে, when you can do the serve the purpose by using only one variable, there is no need. This is not wrong. Let me tell you, this is correct. This is not wrong. But my motive will always be to construct a grammar in a more efficient way using lesser number of variables. Okay?
Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, suppose our language consisted of only AA and BB.
Only AA and BB. Okay.
Means both the letters will be same.
Okay.
So then how will we define it?
We can define it. Suppose in that case we can. Yeah. In that case we can do something like this. Exactly what I don't know the name he was saying. We can write something like this. Sorry. Just a second. I can write something like this. S tends to AA, okay, or S tends to BB, okay. This is my first production rule. Second, I can write A tends to A and
B tends to B.
B. Okay. See, this is very easy. As you keep on looking into more examples, you will be able to construct any and every kind of grammar by yourself. Okay.
And ma'am, I had another question. In this case, our language consists of only 4 terms. Suppose for a language there are many terms. So in that case, is there a way to generate
Obviously.
the grammar without getting the language?
Obviously. Let
Taking the
me
language
move
first.
on with the examples. I have many such examples where what you are saying there is such a case. Okay. So I think your doubt will be clear. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah. See, look at the second example. My languages, I have not written in words. My language should look something like this. Mane A to the power n. That means if I try to express in words, it will be my language consists of any number of A's, and n here n is greater than equal to 1. মানে A to the power 0 হবে না, একটা A থাকবে. There will be always at least one A. So my language will look something
That means
like
the
this.
minimum string
Hey,
is
yeah.
that means the minimum string is single A.
And my language will look something like A, comma AA, comma AAA, comma AA, and so on in infinite language. Correct? The very simple way of constructing such a grammar is this. Start with your starting symbol, again capital S. On the right hand side you write, see here we are using recursion, try to understand, A followed by capital S. Okay? My one production rule is S tends to A followed by capital S, or S tends to A. In this way, what we can do is every time I replace this S, I can replace this S with either AS or A. Again, let me go to the Google canvas. It will be easy for me to make you understand. So, My production rule is S tends to AS or A, correct? And my language is A to the power n. Fine. So the minimum string which I can have is A. S theke I get directly A, so that condition is getting fulfilled. If I only want a single A, S tends to A is already here. Fine. What if you require a double A? So you will just replace this S with a A, you get a double A. What if you want a triple A? So you have AS and you have AS on the right hand side and you want triple A as the string. So what you do is you replace this S again with AS and you already have this A. Okay, then again replace this S with A. So you get A. In this way you can get any number of A's. Again, if you want 4 A's, তাহলে এখানে you would have replaced this S with again AS. Okay, so this is a recursion that is happening using which you can get any number of A's which you want. Clear?
Ma'am, can you just explain this once more? I did not get it.
So see, here my language should contain any number of A's and the minimum string is a single A. So the minimum condition is satisfying because S tends to AS or S tends to A. So if I use the second production S tends to A, my minimum criteria is getting fulfilled. I get a A. If I want double A, what will I do? I'll start with S tends to AS and I'll replace this S with A, because S tends to AS or S tends to A. S can take the value of AS or S can take the value of A. So in the next line I replace this S with A. I'll get a double A. What if I want a triple A? I'll again start with S tends to AS. I'll replace this S on the right hand side with AS, because S can take the value of AS again. So I replace this S with AS. Fine, I get AA, but I want 3 A's. Finally I'll replace this particular S with A, because S tends to A is also a production rule. Finally I get 3 A's. Give another example. If you want 4 A's, so again you start with AS. Now I want 4 A's, so I replace this S with AS. I can do that. So AS, I'll again replace this S with AS. I've already got 3 A's. And finally I'll replace this S with A, because only one A will serve my purpose now, because 4 A's are required. In this way you can get any number of A's as you want. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. I got it this time.
Yeah. So let me.
Ma'am,
Yeah, tell me.
ma'am, the first example where we were doing that A, B, AB, and BA. So in that case, the set of non-terminal symbols will be capital A.
Correct. Non-terminal is capital A. Ekdom. Capital A as well as capital S. See, S, the starting symbol is always a part of non-terminals. By default, always.
Okay, ma'am.
Let me move to the third example. So we have to construct the grammar for a language containing set of all strings over A, B. Very simple. Mane, my language will contain every combination of A and B possible. It can be A, it can be a single B, it can be AB, it can be BA, it can be ABB, it can be BBA, it can be ABAB, anything. Any possible combination of A and B should be my language, should be part of my language, and I have to construct a grammar in such a way so that I get any and every string which is a part of this language. Question is clear?
Yes, ma'am, it is clear.
Now, coming to the construction of grammar, try to analyze one thing. Your string can start with A your string can start with B. Only two possible combinations. Either your string will start with A or your string will start with B. তারপর যাই থাকুক, after that whatever be there, but it can start with either A or B. Agreed? So what I do is I'll again use the technique of recursion, and what I'll write is S tends to AS. Another production rule will be S tends to BS, and another production rule will be S tends to epsilon. Now if you remember, epsilon is a null string, so writing S tends to epsilon means it tends to null. Okay, I'll show you an example of how I am deriving a string. So see, this is my production rule, AS or BS, S tends to AS or S tends to BS. Now you might say that, ma'am, how are you understanding that this is a production rule? See, this is something which will be clear to you as you keep on practicing more grammars, but the initial logic will be my string can start with two things, either A or B. So just put that in your condition, thik ache, this will be starting with A, another possible combination is this will be starting with B. Next is what will be there after A. After A there can be again A or B, so I use recursion so that I can use this recursion for getting any value, either A or B. So let me go to the canvas and explain you. Just a second. Let me clear the canvas.
But ma'am, after B, A cannot be there, right?
Yeah, it can be there. Let me show you. Because your language can contain anything. A, B, D, anything.
Yeah, so it's starting with A and then or B. So A, B in the former and latter part, and then S can be replaced by either AS again or BS again. So that will continue forever.
So your grammar looks like this. Taito, your grammar looks like this, okay? And epsilon. Okay. So just take example. Suppose I want to derive a string A, B, B, A, B. I'm not going for a very long string, okay? Just an example to show you how it is being done. So yeah, start off with S tends to.
So first S tends to AS.
First, since it starts with AS, I'll write AS. Now next I have B, so I'll substitute this A.
Then S tends to BS.
Exactly. So next I have B again. So again
S will be BS.
S will be BS.
BS.
Okay. Next I have A.
Then S will be AS.
So A, B, B, A, S. Finally this S.
Again S will be BS.
BS, A.
Then S will be epsilon.
Yeah, A, B, B, A, B, S, and finally S will be epsilon. Therefore this is the string. Okay. So using this production rule, you can get any and every combination of A and B. Mane A is in front, A is in back, A is in middle, B is anywhere. Any and every combination is possible. Okay. You can try with any example. You will get the string. Okay. Fine. Let me proceed.
Yeah, ma'am. Just I had one more query.
Yeah, tell me.
Can you please go to the first question? Actually,
Bolo.
in question number 1, it is asks that construct a grammar for a language consisting set of all strings of length 2 over the sigma is equal to a comma b. Okay, so let's say it is the length. Let's say sigma is equal to a b c d, and I have been asked to find the strings of length 3. Okay, I am not asking about the grammar. Actually, my question is. Then if I ask, let's say the length of my alphabet is 4 and I am asked to find the length of strings 3. Okay. So then, so my question is, how many combinations will be possible? Is it 4 to the power 3 or 3 to the power 4? So I get always confused in that thing.
4 to the power 3.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it will be 4 to the power 3 because there are three positions, as he told that the number of
Exactly.
elements in the string will be 3, and
Yes,
every
ma'am.
position will
64.
be 4 different ways. I mean, using normal permutation and combination, you can do it.
So 4 to the power 3.
Exactly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, 64. Yeah.
Okay, so first three examples done. Next, fourth example. Now see, this is taking some time because I want you all to be very clear with how to develop a grammar by yourself. Okay, it should not be that you are remembering how ma'am has done and you are going to construct it. You should like try it by yourself and you should master in it. Okay, so fourth example is you have to construct a grammar for a language containing set of all strings of length at least 2. Try to understand the difference of 2 and at least 2. Here it's not written it's 2, but the length should at least be 2 over a comma b. Okay, so for ensuring that the length of your string of the language will be at least 2, you will again start with the starting symbol s. Next, you take AA. See, you are fixing the length to be 2. At least 2 mane you have to have 2 symbols. So you are fixing the first 2 places. Then you have B. Now this A can either be A or be B. There is no restriction on that. Okay, length should at least be 2, but it can be A or it can be 2. No such limitation in given. So A can take the value of either A or B. Next, for B, I have again used recursion because see, length is at least 2. At least 2 mane it can be more than 2 also, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. Therefore, I have used recursion for enabling that like any such string whose length will be more than 2. Okay, so for that B will tend to either AB or BB or epsilon. Why epsilon is required? Epsilon is required for the least case. Suppose your string is AB, just AB. So in that case you will substitute this first A with A, the second A with B, and this B with epsilon. This is the least condition. Again, suppose your string is AA, at least 2. So this A will be substituted with A, this A will also be substituted with A, and this B will be substituted by epsilon. Okay. Acha. For any string whose length is more than 2, let me show you. At least 2 bola ache. So yeah.
Ma'am, why can't we do here just S like extends to AB?
Acha. Wait. S tends to acha, S
AB.
tends to AB. Okay. And then
Yeah.
And ma'am, we will remove the null condition of the B.
Yeah, because in this case now B always starts with either A or B, so it has to be any
A
letter
tends
there.
to A or B. Okay. That is fine.
Yeah, A tends to A or
Then
B. So the first letter we are defining. The next letter, it can be either A or B in this case
again this will be
when we are
either
adding,
AB or BA.
or BB.
BB,
Yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am.
BB.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
it. Right? Oh?
that's
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me see if it works. Acha. S tends to A. Fine. So A can be substituted with either A or B.
Ma'am, I guess
This
it will
is
become
not.
an
It
infinite
is
loop
becoming
because
an
there is no base
infinite.
case.
Exactly. You will not be able to terminate this because try to substitute. AB. You start with AB. Okay. The base case AB, S tends to AB. Now you can replace A with A. Just take an example, and you are replacing B with, suppose you are replacing B with BB. Now this B is remaining na, you have to substitute this B with something. You cannot keep a non-terminal. So you need a,
But ma'am, if you just include an epsilon in the B set, then I think S tends to AB will also work instead of a double AB.
acha,
Because
So
if
then it will not
check
work
that,
because A and epsilon will
A and
again be a
epsilon,
single character.
exactly. If you substitute
Right.
A with, suppose AB so if you substitute A with A and then you substitute B with epsilon, then it will be only A, but your
oh, okay,
minimum condition
right,
is
right.
length should at least be 2.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, we can include the base case in B, like B tends to AB or BB or A or B.
Yeah, that you can do. But as I told you, our motive is always to reduce the number of non-terminals as well as reduce the number of production rules. তো যতটা কম প্রোডাকশন রুল অ্যান্ড যতটা কম টার্মিনাল নন টার্মিনালস ইউজ করে করা যায়, দ্যাট ইজ আ বেটার ডিজাইন. ওকে.
Ma'am, I had a general doubt. Like for every recursive solution, does there exist an alternative iterative solution as well?
Not always. Not always. Like it is also my generic answer. I think at this point of time, I think it's not always that. Like maybe a particular recursive solution has an iterative solution, but there might be some cases where we do not have iterative solutions. But yeah, I need to check it out. But yeah, that this is what I think right now. So should I proceed with the next example?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So my next example is construct the grammar for a language containing set of all strings of length at most 2. So the previous one was at least, this is at most. Okay. So I think it will be easier for you to understand. I am fixing the length to be 2, that is AA, so that it doesn't go beyond 2, and then this this A can take the value of either A or B or epsilon, because a null string is also possible, because it should be at most 2. So null is possible, length of 1 is possible, length of 2 is possible. Okay. So hopefully this doesn't needs more explanation, right? If you have any doubt, you can ask, I'll explain. Otherwise, I'll go to the next example.
No, it's clear.
Okay.
But had it been at least n, then you could have done a to the power n. Like s tends to a to the power n if
We
you
have
want
already
the
seen A to
string
the power
of.
n. This one.
Yes, ma'am. So at least n, we can do it that way in a general
yeah.
formula.
Okay. Next is construct the grammar for a language containing set of all strings starting with A and ending with B. Try to understand. Your string will start with A and end with B, and in the middle anything can be there. You don't have to be concerned about that. Okay? You have to restrict the first part and the last part. So for restricting that, very easy. You start with the starting symbol S. You fix the first, like the beginning point and the ending point. Your beginning point is A. Your ending point is B. Right? In the middle there can be anything. So in the middle, for anything mane any combination of A and B, right? You have seen for any combination of A and B, you have seen this grammar already. This grammar was for any combination of A and B. This you will be using in many grammars as a sub grammar. So for the middle part, you just use A tends to AA or BA, and this will be epsilon. Actually, I have missed the epsilon. So okay, fine, you just include it, I am not writing it here. There will be epsilon also. Okay, so it will be AA or BA or epsilon. So basically I am just fixing the starting and the ending terminals, and in between it will be the grammar for any combination of A and B. And we have just seen the grammar for any combination of A and B is A tends to AA or BA or epsilon. Is it clear? Or I should derive something and show you?
No, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear.
Next, I have not written the grammar. I wanted you to do it actually. So I'll just read it out. Construct the grammar for a language containing set of all strings starting and ending with different symbols over A comma B. Is the question clear? My language should contain all the strings starting and ending with different symbols. Starting and
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, that means either the first element will be A and N will be
Yeah.
B, or the first will be B and N will be
Awesome. So what will be the production rules? Quickly, somebody tell me.
Ma'am, then it will be S tends to small a, capital A, small b, or small b, capital A, small a,
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
and A
Yeah.
will
Yeah.
tend to A or
Okay.
B
Okay.
or epsilon.
Okay. Fine. Very good. Next is construct the grammar for a language containing set of all string starting and ending with the same symbols. Same symbol, not different symbol. Again, what will be the production rule?
It will S tends to small a, capital A, small a, or small b, capital A,
On
small b.
okay, good. Achha. Next, we have a to the power n, b to the power n. L is equal to a to the power n, b to the power n. That means what will be your minimum string, মানে base case ab.
Ma'am,
ab
AB.
তারপরে হতে পারে a bb, a b b b, a b b b b, anything. So what will be the grammar? Can anybody tell me?
Ma'am, S tends to ABS or AB.
Achha.
Ma'am, we can do like
And
S
will it be ASBS or
small a
AB?
capital A B small b capital
Wait,
B
wait, 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 wait.
and C.
Yeah. Tell me what you are saying. S tends to কি হবে বল?
S tends to
And
small a capital B
ASBS.
Small
and small b capital
small
B
a, then
capital A
capital A,
and small b capital B.
small b, capital B.
Yes, ma'am. Wherever
It
capital
tends
A
to
tends to A capital A and capital B tends to B capital B.
or ma'am null.
Okay. A capital A and B tends
Null.
to B capital B. And then what are the terminating
Ma'am,
conditions?
there will also be an epsilon. Ma'am, we will also need to include an
Yeah.
epsilon for both
Yes,
A
ma'am.
capital A and capital B.
দুটো দেই তো?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me check whether I am able to construct every string. So A, this A can be A, then I have B. Acha, try to understand one thing. Suppose I am substituting this A with AA, okay? And
Yes, ma'am.
this is BB, ঠিক আছে? I keep it same. Now I substitute this A with epsilon, okay? So it becomes A, A, okay? Next, what I do is,
Yes.
my B is fine. I substitute this B with epsilon. Is it satisfying? I should have equal number of A, equal number of B's. It is not satisfying. Right now? Do you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha. So the
Yes, ma'am.
easiest way to solve these kind of problem is, again you use recursion, you use self recursion. It should be as simple as this: A, S, B and epsilon. As simple as that. S can tend to ASB or epsilon. So your base condition was AB. If you substitute this AS with epsilon, you will get AB. Right? No? Acha. For AABB, what you do? You can substitute this S with A, S, B. There was a B over here. Then substitute this A with epsilon. You will get AABB. See, every time you are substituting this S, you will always have a previous A and a latter B. Now that balance is always maintained. First actor A or last actor B. That balance is always maintained if you use this kind of a production rule. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am. Because in the problem you mentioned that A to the power N and B to the power N. I mean both the powers are same. That's why A and B are equal in number. But if we think in such a way that A to the power N and B to the power M, I mean separate numbers can happen. So then this algorithm will work. I mean A capital A and
That
small
can
b.
work. Separate number of A and B is a
Yes, ma'am.
separate
Yes, ma'am.
question. But I
Yeah, I
yeah.
overlooked it. I mean, I thought that it
No.
was M and N. So for both ends, then it will be okay.
Okay. Clear, right, everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I think I am running out of time. It's already 12:16. So let me continue.
Could you show the question just at the beginning that you had showed about the string generating? Wait, before number one, you
Okay,
had
this
showed.
one, yeah. This one, yeah. I think you can understand this one right now.
Oh yeah, now it's yes, ma'am. Now we can do it. Yeah.
Okay, so I had many more examples actually. I will show you because you need to see various types of examples before moving to the next topic. So I will be continuing from this. I have covered up to, I guess, question number 9. So I'll continue from question number 10 next day because it's already 12:17. I'm running out of time and I don't want to overload you all. So thank you.
So, ma'am, we did not start Chomsky hierarchy
No,
today,
we did
right?
not start actually. Did not start, but yeah, I know the question actually contains a question from Chomsky hierarchy. I have set the test. You can actually Google the answer and give the test. Actually, I had thought that I will complete or will be able to complete Chomsky hierarchy, but I could not. So there is a question from Chomsky hierarchy. So I request you all to just look for the answer and give it. Next day I will be explaining you what a Chomsky hierarchy is. Okay.
Ma'am,
Thank you.
ma'am, ma'am, I have one doubt regarding the ninth
9.
example.
Yeah. Tell me.
In that one, you showed like S tends to ASB on null. Ma'am, should we do like S tends to A capital A B or A capital A B and A tends to A capital A B on null? Because
Okay, otherwise,
for
yeah,
S to
yeah.
ASB on null,
Otherwise,
there is also
ठीक
null
ठीक
one.
ठीक एकदम. Because otherwise, I will get a null string which should not be there because n value is less than more than equal to 1. माने the base case is a b. Yeah. So in that case, what you can do is you can do s tends to a b, and then you can do a tends to a b or null. You are right. Okay.
No, but again at the center we are getting a null, right?
No, center we can get a null. Center null is not a problem. My base case is AB. S should not be null. Because see, the question was
Okay.
a to the power n.
Yeah, S should not be null, right?
Okay.
Noted.
Clear the difference. This would have been correct if I would have given the question that n is greater than equal to 0. Then this one would have been correct. But since I have given n is more than greater than equal to 1, S can never be empty. So I can use this production rule. Okay. Clear? Any? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So please go and appear for the IMCRP test, and I'll be continuing from this part in the next lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, could you
Ma'am,
share
not
this
able to give the
PPT?
Yeah,
IMCRP.
what? I could not get you. What?
Ma'am, not able to give the IMCRP
Nobody
exam.
is able to give.
Ma'am, it's opening for me now.
Opening for me
Okay,
too.
so please wait for some time for the person Jarjana it's not opening. I am sure there is some problem, or you can use some other browser, Firefox or something, clear your cache. There are some issues sometimes, so keep on trying. If you are not able to give the exam, please contact me via WhatsApp. Okay.
Ma'am, could you share this PPT
I
in
will
the Google
share.
Classroom?
Okay, I will share. And I'll again upload this video.
Ma'am, you have
I
already
will
shared.
upload this.
Actually, you have already shared.
No, it's shared, but I think the entire part is not shared. Like I have added some more
Oh,
slides.
yes, the problems are not
Yeah. The
shared.
previous part is shared, so I'll share it again today, and I'll also upload this video in that YouTube link. Okay, you can refer to the video at any point of time. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.